Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Made a Small Village into a Superpower? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, I was watching an anime you might have all watched. Again, it was a rewatch, Gate, in which Japanese army, basically find a portal to the fantasy world, and they go there with their tanks and whatnot to investigate and yeah, basically beat the crap out of their medieval stuff. And I thought maybe if Naruto made that stuff in his own world, that would be something else, right? Like the atomic bombs, nuclear weapons, or fighter jets, or even modern weapons. So yeah, I wanted to see just how things would go out, and this is what I came up with. It's just like a prototype-ish story. If you guys like this one, I might even make more in the future with your suggestions, obviously. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story.
Our story begins after the Kyuubi attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato, where we see in the hospital room was currently present Minato Namikaze. His wife was being examined and was knocked out cold, and their 3 kids that had born yesterday night. Aside from Minato, there were a lot of doctors in the room and his aides, Hiruzen Sarutobi as well as Jiraiya, his sensei. And the 3 of them had a grim expression on their faces. "He must pay," said Minato, breaking the silence. "Evil Minato. But right now we need to focus on something that is much bigger. Reconstructing those fallen buildings and our barriers. And then there are a lot of wounded that needs to be treated and healed." "Yeah, I know. But my blood boils knowing that I'd let that man escape. I had no other choice. It was either him or the village. If I would have delayed, I would have gotten him, but I know, kid. It would have costed the whole village," said Jiraiya. "I'm glad that you chose village over that. We will have your revenge later on. But right now, all that there is that matters is the village is secured, so is your family." "Yeah, I hope so. Our doctors are fine, Minato," said Hiruzen. "Everything will be fine." And suddenly, a doctor arrived there. "Okage-sama. Everyone, I have news. Some good and some bad." As Minato's heart dropped. "What is it?" "The good news is that everyone is fine. So now Kushina-sama is outside of the danger zone, as well as the children are completely fine. Even the seals have set it in." "I see. That is good. Thus, the bad news is that the Kyuubi soul Jinchuriki, Naruto Uzumaki, his chakra coils were damaged during the process of sealing of the Kyuubi soul." "What?" "Yes, but I could not have made a mistake. The child was born with a little bit of weaker coils than the other 2, and because of that, the forceful insertion of the Kyuubi soul within him, it has caused irreversible damage." "So you mean to say there is no cure for him?" "No, none at all. It would be great if you left him in the orphanage for his own safety." "What? Why are you suggesting that?" "Doctor, I'll talk to him, doctor. Thank you for your news and whatnot. You can leave," said Hiruzen. As the doctor left, we see Hiruzen look towards Minato, who was enraged. "Calm down, Minato. He is suggesting something that is quite helpful to you." "Helpful? How is abandoning my own son to an orphanage, condemning him to an orphan's life, knowing that I have lived my life as well as an orphan, is in his favor? Think about it. Eva is on to you. After this attack, they will find out sooner or later that Konoha is in a weakened state. And on the other side, Kumo is after Kushina. Knowing that they have other Uzumaki kids, they would target them eventually. While the other 2, they can be trained because they possess the Kyuubi's chakra, and their own chakra coils are stronger, as the doctor said. And fine, Naruto cannot. He is a ticking time bomb. Sensei's right, Minato." "What? What do you mean by that, Sensei?" "Think about it. The boy's chakra coils don't work. They were weakened. He has the Kyuubi soul within him. If he snaps or something happen, it could be disastrous for us. I highly suggest that you don't get attached to the kid. Kushina is knocked out cold. it would be for the best if you placed him into the orphanage. But not here. As both Hiruzen and Minato's neck snapped towards Jiraiya. What? Keeping him here would be the obvious, making them realize that he could be your child because he resembles you. Then where? Simple. In another village nearby, a smaller one. Not even in the land of capital? Land of fire? No. No, Sensei. It is dangerous that there as well. As Jiraiya then said, give me a few hours, I will come up with some solution of a sort. As he left. While he did so, we see Hiruzen and Minato remain there. As Hiruzen was in deep thoughts, think this through. It will be for the best. Your child life will be saved. I guess you're right. But I can't discuss this without Kushina. She has to know. I understand that. And so, Hiruzen left him. It took a week for Kushina to recover. In the meanwhile, the three kids were also recovering, as Minato watched over them like a hawk, seeing his son Naruto with his eyes contemplating. And then he realized this needs to happen. And as Kushina woke up one day, she looked towards Minato as Minato offered her some water because her throat was dry because of whole week of just laying there recovering. How much time has passed? A week, Kushina. I have been watching over you and the kids for a week. How are they? They're fine. They're perfect, said Minato with tears in his eyes. As Kushina realized something. Why are you sad then, Minato? As Minato then revealed the harsh truth. Everything about Naruto that the doctor revealed to him. As Kushina was taken aback by this. Now, Kushina, I know that you are not going to agree to this, but think this through. It will be for his own sake. He will be safe there. As Kushina looked blank for a moment until she sighed. Some sacrifices are necessary to be made for their own safety and protection. And if they say that he would be fine, then so be it. He would be fine there. As now we see, Naruto was then, after the decision was made, given to Jiraiya. I'll make sure that he's safe. Where are you going to take him? At least we have the right to know that. We're gonna take him to a village nearby, the Snow Country and the Rice Country. It's a small village, hardly even named. Just a few people live there, and it has a small orphanage there. Approximately 10 to 15 kids. He will be safe there, Minato. And besides, if I pay the orphanage much enough, he will be protected and well taken care of. Besides, they receive aids from both the Snow Country as well as from the Rice Country once a month. It will be a good place for him. I hope so. Goodbye, son. I hope you're safe out there. And so, now we see, just like that, Naruto had to be abandoned for his own safety by his family, as they placed a heavy stone on their heart while doing so. Minato was visibly shaking, with grief as well as with sorrow and guilt of what he has done to his son, while Kushina was biting back her lips and tears, trying to control that while holding her two kids. And so, Naruto was taken there. Jiraiya made sure the orphanage matriarch knew his name, but never his heritage. No Uzumaki, no Namikaze name was attached. And the small village with no name that was being taken care of by the villages like the land Rice Village as well as the Snow Village now had a new addition in the orphanage, Naruto. As Jiraiya left, we see he sighed. I hope you live a happy life, kid. Konoha doesn't deserve you. None of us does. But you deserve all. I wish there was some other way to make you as a whole family again, but unfortunately there isn't. It would be for the best. And so, saying these thoughts into his own head while looking at Naruto, Jiraiya left. As time began to pass by, Minato, Kushina, as well as everyone else readjusted back to their life, but all of them had one secret, especially adults, and that was a picture of the whole family, something akin to a memento of their son that was split up to them. because of his, well, condition and him being vegan for his own safety. Minato has discreetly placed that image on his desk, making sure that nobody was able to see it, but only he was the one who could. Kushina also has kept one and became an active Konomichi again. While the kids grew up at the age of 6 and were prodigies as well. As soon as their 7th birthday arrived, as 7 years have passed, they were considered as prodigies and heroes of Konoha, as it was their 7th birthday party and the Namikaze Uzumaki family were celebrating, only the 4 people being there. As another set of plates was placed there, because tonight was the night they were going to be revealed to the truth. Why is there another set of plates, Kachan? Asked Mito. It's because we have another member of this family. You're gonna have a kid? We're gonna have a sibling? Said Menma, with a smile on his face. No, you had a sibling. Had? What do you mean by that? Said Menma as his smile fell, as Minato then said, showing him the picture. You were not twins when you were born. You were triplets. As the 2 of them were shocked when they find out about this. What? Yes. You 2 were, well, born with another sibling. Unlike you, he was also a Jinchuriki. It was my fault. I made him one, without realizing if he would be able to take it or not. What? Did something happen? Did he? No, he's alive. Then how come we never met him? Asked Mito, as Kushina then revealed the coldest truth of why they have never met their sibling. And it shocked them. They sat there frozen. So you mean to say that just because he could not have become a shinobi and his chakra coils failed him, you abandoned him? No, it was for his own safety. It hurts us to this day. We keep an eye on him, try our best to, and he's just a prodigy like you. What? What do you mean by that? As Kushina even was shocked as Minato placed a small picture onto the desk on which they were seated on. Sensei gave me this. He saw that I was worried and asked me, and I told him I couldn't forget about Naruto. I'm his father after all, and I have been an orphan since birth, and condemned my own son to this. How could I forget about him to this day, or forever? As they witness, the same 8-year-old, similar to them, a carbon copy of them, the only difference being he had blue eyes, like their violet ones, and he had blonde hair, unlike their reddish one. He's like a mini you, Tojan, said Menma. Yeah, and he's a genius. How so? He has these designs and whatnot that are quite extraordinary. And even the village chief of that village, he is quite surprised, because Naruto was the one who defended them from the raiders a year back. What? A bad group of bandits attacked last year. As now we go to the flashback where we see Naruto growing up. Since his village, which was unnamed and a small one, barely enough people to even consider a small village, was within the snow country and the rice country, as well as was taken care of by both of the village's daimyos and leaders. They were given a lot of aid, old books and whatnot, alongside with clothes for the children. And amongst them, accidentally, a few of the confidential books that Snow Country did not even share with the shinobi world, were released and were found by Naruto. Just his luck. And because of that, his interest was piqued, because Snow Country was known for its high-tech technology and whatnot. And Naruto, seeing this, was able to learn and grasp a lot of things. He was a prodigy in mind, and was by the age of 7 was able to build blueprints of a mechanism that was able to repel the bandits and protect them. And so he showed them to the village elders as well as the village chief, who was a young man at the age of 25. Haku. As Haku, seeing this, was quite impressed. This could help us. What is your name, kid? Naruto, sir. I live in the orphanage. I see. I did not knew that our village would be able to produce such a child. He's like a treasure to us, said an elder. We must keep him safe. No, we must keep the village safe. It is our first priority, sir. As Haku nodded, already understanding that this kid would go far, and so he and his men were ordered to cut down the trees as well as were able to build walls surrounding their village and even a functioning gate. And not only that, they even dug out tunnels underneath and were now capable of attacking the enemies from every point. And that is when they got to test it after a few months, because most of the villagers were still skeptical that they were ever going to attack because they were a minor village. But some of the bandits were currently checking them out, realizing that they were having aid from 2 villages and a lot of passerbys, meaning that they would be sitting on something, if not anything at all. If not anything, then they would be able to sell the women and the children to the slavery, making a lot of money. And because of that, they attacked. And once they did, what met them was not a village that was, well, harmless, but a fully defensed village. And once they tried to attack, the men who had dug the underground tunnels were able to peek through the holes and pierce them from the ground using their wooden spears, causing them to die in the most painful and brutalist way possible. It caused bandits to be scared so much because the spears randomly appeared from somewhere that they, in the end, dropped their stuff and dashed as far as they could. As the villagers celebrated, as even Haku was impressed. But unbeknownst to him, Jiraiya has left a mole there in the orphanage as the orphan Matrix. And he has been overwatching this and was impressed, as he even sent a letter to Jiraiya, who himself was shocked and now revealed this to Minato. As now we go to the present. As his family, after hearing this, was shocked. We need to meet him. No, we can't. What? What do you mean we can't? Said Menma and Mito, looking towards their father, who had a sad smile. Unfortunately, he doesn't know us. To him, he's just Naruto, an orphan who is a genius and is protecting his home. Konoha isn't his home, and neither are we his family, said Minato as it hurted him while saying this, as Kushina too looked sad. But no, Kushina, you and I both decided the day we gave him up that it would be for his best. Otherwise, he would be targeted. Even if he was able to repel a small bandit group, how could a small village or a small child protect himself from the shinobi villages? That is what I am fearful of. As the family realized what Minato was saying, so they remained quiet, but now were aware of their third brother. As time began to pass by, some more few years passed, as now we go towards Naruto's perspective. Naruto has been studying and working hard. Haku, seeing this and realizing that Naruto was a genius, has been visiting the Rice Country and the Snow Country, which now, by the way, was rescued thanks to the help of Jiraiya, as the original daimyo Heiress was placed there, while her uncle was kicked out alongside his rebels, giving her back her proper nation. As due to that, they were open to trade to now most of the people, and still aided that small village that still had no name. As Haku arrived there, he requested some of the books. Seeing that this was a request, the daimyo Heiress stopped everyone because her ministers were about to crash out because of their secret information being shared. If it helps, then we will do so, but not the knowledge of our current generation. It will be of the older one. We will be grateful to have this. Why are you so adamant, Haku-san, to have this knowledge? Our village was attacked. We had a boy and he found some books, old books, when you sent it in, the books and the toys for the kids. And I think it was by mistake, but he was able to read them, make notes, and was able to come up with a defense mechanism made out of entirely wood, trees, and tunnels. And we were able to repel the attacks of some bandits. it was 100 years ago that we developed those techniques. The boy was able to do that within a week. Yes, it took us at least 50 years to develop those. This boy is a genius in the making. He could be danger to us, said the ministers to one another. I assure you that we, as a small village, do not wish to engage in any war. I mean, what can we do against even the villages like the Snow Country, who are powerful, as well as the Rice Country, let alone the Shinobi villages? We don't even consider even talking about them. We are considering talking about you. All we want is to defend ourselves against the bandits and to improve our living situations somewhat. I beg of you, said Haku, as the Harrison said. You do not need to bow, Haku-san. We have a treaty with your village for more than generations that we would aid you because of you protecting our family in the midst of the war that happened 200 years ago. And because of that, we still will give you our aid. Thank you, Daimyo-sama. And when that a few years older generation version of technology books were released and given to Naruto, Naruto went to work. He was reading them 24/7, either eating, drinking, or reading them. He did not even play it, and the villages were now respectful of him. Naruto was unaware that the villagers were thinking of something. Even Haku was. We have to give the kid some gift. He's already happy and even tagged me, saying that he got the books that he needed to make sure that the village is protected. But I think the village do deserve a name, and that name should be the Naruto village. The great Naruto village, huh? I do not know how the people will react to that. The kid is a hero, yes, but he still has a lot to prove. I can see it, said the elder of the village. As Naruto proved that within the next year, as he reached at the age of 9. And by that time, Naruto was able to develop something with the help of wood as well as nature itself again. Catapults. Naruto was able to build something that has never existed in the whole shinobi world in itself. A device that was capable of launching long-range attacks, huge metal stones or explosives, and launched at blinding speeds. It could be used to fighting off offense, but not only that, Naruto made crossbows as well with the little materials that he was given. The first one created, he showed it to the artisans of the village, and they were able to help him create it. Those who made the weapons of the village, they were taught and they refined and worked. But that was not all. Naruto, because of the books that were given to him, then began to evolve and make his own stuff, blueprints. But they needed funding, and that came in the form of them hitting a gold mine while Naruto was experimenting one of his explosive arrows from the gun that he has made. As the arrow exploded hitting the ground, it revealed a tunnel. As they went down there to find that there was a treasure buried there, just their luck, as Haku was quite happy hearing about this. As he even joked in the council, the kid has given us something else in a gift. A treasure that was buried right underneath our feet and we were never even aware of. We can all become rich with this. No, said Haku. We are going to give half of it to Naruto. What could a kid do? Are you forgetting, elder, that child has made us strong enough to defend against even a small invasion from a minor village? We are stronger now. And we will continue to grow stronger if we give the child this. I can see it. He has the potential. And so, given the fundings, Naruto was able to purchase the materials through Haku as well as get to work. And by the age of 12, Naruto was able to make stuff that was quite shocking and revolutionary. He made armor from cloth as well as metal. And not only that, he made weapons to be used by civilians that were dangerous and lethal even to the shinobis, going at high speeds and whatnot. They were AK-47s, Glocks, as well as Desert Eagles and sniper rifles. Naruto tested them themselves, and the pressure and the sound was too much. alerting even the enemies. Naruto knew he had to design something to make them suppress their noise, and that is how he made suppressors. Then after testing them out, seeing the destructive force of the weapons that Naruto had made, Haku was impressed beyond everything, and so was the village. If we train our men to use these, we would be able to grow. But that is when they got to test it out. A horse arrived, seeing that now instead of the wooden walls they had the cemented walls like Konoha did, with razor sharp wires on the top. Two guards standing there with metal objects in their hands that were long and had tubes on the face. The man stopped. I am from the nearby village, the vegetable country. We are being attacked by bandits who have joined an alliance of a sort. We need your help. We have contacted the other villages, but they have denied it. Please, we are losing bad. Wait here. As one of them went to their leader. What can we do? We're a small village, said one of the elder after listening to the news that has been brought. It's time to test them out, said Haku, what Naruto has created, and see if the kid truly deserves all that funding. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? As everyone there gulped and nodded, and so only 100 men of there were deployed, as 50 of them were snipers and snipers alone, while the others have assault rifles and army knives. And once they were deployed, they stealthily were able to advance. They were hunter village. They used to hunt their own food, deers and whatnot, so they had light feet. And because of that, and them training to use weapons, the similar way they used how bows and crossbows, they were able to launch a precise attack, and more than 300 men were laid down, killed, not a single bullet wasted, and that invasion was repelled within half an hour. Vegetable country was shocked and scared. How did a minor village like you defended us when we, a village that is stronger than you, considered a country in its own right, were not able to do it? But the people didn't spoke. They just left like ghosts as they had arrived. As after that, Haku arrived and claimed that it was his men who has defended them, and he was able to win a tree as well as a route for trading with the vegetable country. And because of that, their economy boosted, as well as merchants came in, and some of them even settled down. The small village now began to expand, and the people rejoiced, finally naming their village a well-deserved name that has been in the talks for years now by the time. The Great Naruto Village. As time began to pass by, the other elemental nations began to notice as well, as this small village was now something that was emerging as a power of its own, as well as it had trade routes with multiple villages. Seeing it as if they conquered it, they would be the ones controlling the routes. Eva, being the arrogant one and the weakest one, decided to attack. It was an all-out invasion. More than 300 shinobis were sent, highly trained and whatnot. But due to the intelligence of the village that has increased under the watchful eyes of Naruto and the ever more opportunist Haku, their leader, they knew that they were coming. With snipers and snipers alone, silently, one by one, they began to fall down. By the time they arrived at the gates of the village, only one shinobi was left. Come in, where are you guys? Why is nobody answering? Where are they? As he tried to use signals, but he was met with silence. As that is when, using the same tunnels that where they had defeated the bandits before, wooden spikes replaced with metal spikes pierced through them, killing him then and there. Eva was shocked. 300 of its men's dead bodies were found, with a single small hole that pierced through their skulls or other vital points such as hearts and eyes. And they were killed. How is this possible? What could have done this? Whatever it was, it pierced through their body. And from the looks of it, it was quite fast. We sent 300 shinobis. Now it's a full-fledged war. They will pay for what they have done, said Onigi. Declare war on that village. The Great Naruto Village will be ours or it will be erased. And so, Naruto and his village were now preparing
The whole elemental nation watched as a huge power like Kum Eva was just going to battle. Battle for the humiliation it faced at the hands of a minor village that was even smaller than, while the other nations surrounding them. 300 elite shinobis, butchered down, killed, and not a single damage done to the great Naruto village. As Konoha was in shock as well, but Minato and his family was aware alongside with Jiraiya. I must say, I think we kind of made a mistake. No, this should not have happened. They should not have attacked Naruto's village. Why are they attacking it? It's a small village at that. What could Kumo Eva get out of it? Simple. Trade routes. That village has made more bonds with the others and opened many trade routes that it has become a hub in its own right for merchants. If they control it, they would be able to become rich in no time. That is right, said Jiraiya. As Minato then said, we have to help them. No. What? What do you mean no? Sensei. As you're smart, the kid has been working on something that is quite dangerous to the whole elemental nation. What is it? It's a metal bird of a sort. I don't know what it's called, but he calls it a fighter jet or something. A what now? A fighter jet. And the weapons he has made, they are placed on its wings. And it can fly, supposedly, but at very high speeds, breaking through the sound barrier even. What? That's impossible. There's no such thing as that. Well, we're about to witness it. As the full army of Eva marched, we see that the pilot was ready as Naruto said, initiate Sky Demon. As a black jet was then released into the sky, taking off from the small village and was now in the air. As with a thundering roar soaring through the sky, something passed by as whole Eva shinobis froze. What is that? It's moving so fast. As it turned midair and then arriving back, it dropped what looked like a metal object. What is that? As soon as it hit the ground, it exploded, sending its forces flying like ragdolls as they were destroyed into bits. And once it returned, now they were realizing just what kind of monster they were fighting. What is that demon of metal flying in the air? As with the second attack, the whole forces were wiped out clean. Iwagakure, the fifth strongest elemental nation, was wiped out with 2 attacks and 2 attacks alone by the hands of a small village that was smaller, so much so that it was at one point being treated as a minor village by the Rice Country as well as by the Snow Country. Every one of them was shocked. That boy built that? I told you that boy is a genius, and he could be dangerous. The great Naruto village is named after that boy. And Haku knew that. That is why he wanted those books. They have surpassed us. Even we have not been able to build something akin to that. As now, that small village, the great Naruto village, has become the 5th strongest elemental nation out there, made out of civilians and civilians alone, who were so powerful that they could not be taken down. And once it landed, we see that Naruto was happy. It seems like the chakra engine is working perfectly. Of course it is, said the pilot as he got out. Turns out it was Haku himself. And I must say, it takes a toll on your body flying this thing. It's dangerous, but it's amazing. I know. It took a lot of trials and errors. But in the end, when the real product was done, it was beautiful. I'm just sad that a lot of deaths have been made. Unnecessarily. I know, kid. It was either them, or it was either us. And knowing their history, they would not have showed this kind of mercy to us. I know. As after that we see, the other elemental nations were fearful of them, but the Akatsuki, they saw the opportunity where they were working and would have to fight, knowing that if they got their hands on the thing that country had, the small village had, that has become the 5th strongest elemental nation, they would be able to win over the whole world. And so, It was the Rain Village, in which the Akatsuki ruled supreme, were the ones who initiated an attack, a sneaky one which was repelled, but Naruto and the others were able to track back where they were going, and now had to make precautionary measures for them. Back in the great Naruto village, we see that Haku was with Naruto. What are you planning, kid? What? I know you're planning something. You have been creating something, even after that sky demon that we created. I have. As Naruto unveiled a huge bomb. What is that? And why is this bomb so huge? It has a chakra core within it. What? A chakra core. And this alone, even I fear. What is this? This is a chakra bomb, capable of, once initiated, gathering enough chakra that it can possibly destroy a whole village once exploded. As Haku stood there, Iwaga could. As Naruto then said, Rain Village has started a war with us for no reason. It is time for us to retaliate. Don't you think it's kind of extreme? We need to send out a clear message, said Naruto. Some things, the hard things, are necessary to do. We have been bullied for way too much long. For what? For just simply being existent? Just so we gained a little bit of power? Is that it all? All I ever wanted was to protect my home. And if someone ever tries to see it, even with the eyes in which they had the dreams to crush it or take control over it, I want them to be crushed and realize that they are facing something much more dangerous now, said Naruto arrogantly. Initiate Code Blackbird. As Haku gulped because he realized that Kid was not joking, Naruto at the time of 8 years of age, initiated the Blackbird, the bomb that was then dropped by the sunrise at the Rain Village. As soon as it was triggered, the pilot got out and got out fast, using the full potential of the Sky Demon. As soon as it arrived, behind it, huge amount of shockwaves erupted, to the point that even he lost control for a moment, gaining control barely before he crashed himself. As the pilot gulped, as Haku was shocked at the destructive force of what has happened. And this news shook the whole elemental nation to the core, because they had realized whom they have messed with. Just what kind of power the Naruto village would become, and if they messed with, how bad the repercussions would be. The other shinobis were sent to see what damage has been done, but 50 kilometers behind from the village itself, there was a huge crater, and all of them were shocked, being able to see one another from across. No point in hiding. Oh my god. And once they returned, they, with fearful tone, revealed just how bad the damage was. Everyone, the minor villages, the rice country, as well as the snow country, and the other remaining elemental nations were now fearful, because if that thing dropped on them, they would be eradicated. Even the daimyos were scared, because they have realized a new power was on the horizon. Not just any power like they have ever seen, a super one. Because they had the projectiles and weapons that were far great, being able to destroy a whole nation within mere moments. And this is what they truly feared. As back in the Naruto village, we see Naruto was looking with emotionless eyes as he closed them. It was necessary, and it sent out a clear message. We will not be threatened ever again. As back in Konoha, Naruto's family was scared and just realized that they might have made a mistake, because he might be the child of prophecy, of their stupid prophecy. And Jiraiya himself was realizing, alongside with Hiruzen, if they have kept Naruto, maybe, just maybe, it would have been Naruto who might have become the superpower that the great Naruto village has become. It was their win and Konoha's loss, and there was nothing they could ever do about it. as this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.